Good morning, everyone. Berkeley Academy students, faculty members, honored guests, and Professor Sveng. Welcome to the Berkeley Academy Internal MUN for 2022. My name is Sofia Arias, this is Mijael Gutierrez, and this is Fabiola Vindas. We will act as your Secretary Generals and chairs for this MUN. I know from experience that many of you might be nervous right now, feeling anxious, tired of researching, and dreading what is to come after this ceremony. In fact, you might be experiencing what we commonly call a knot in your stomach. If anything of the things that I just mentioned applies to you, do not fret. We're here to provide some advice and guidance as to what to expect throughout this conference. For some of you, this is your first MUN. You probably haven't heard the acronym of MUN before, and that's okay. That's what Berkeley is here for, and that's what we're here for. I want to assure you that this can be one of the most engaging and important aspects of your academic career for the following reasons, which Mijael and Fabiola will expand upon. We hope that with time and dedication, because this does not come easy, and it does take time and dedication, that you might come to view MUN as fondly as we have grown to love it. So without further ado, Mijael Gutierrez.
Thank you. My first experience with MUN was in 7th grade, and similar to many of you in the audience right now, I was practically forced into a committee even if I did not understand or want to participate to begin with. I sat along with other students and listened to professors and faculty explain the MUN protocols and procedures. I felt confused and intimidated about the different committees and positions, and I didn't know how to even begin my research. After digesting all the information about MUN, attacking the tasks at hand, and reading the study guides, I produced my first position paper. My experiences throughout MUN weren't easy. They were in fact very difficult. Nonetheless, engaging in MUNs allowed me to step outside my comfort zone. When I first entered my committee, my fight or flight response kicked in, and I greatly struggled to present my arguments. I was very shy, hesitant, and feared public speaking. And no, this does not change by attending a single MUN. It took a lot of hard work, dedication, commitment, and practicing in the MUN club to overcome my fears. When I participated in an MUN outside of Berkeley Academy, it was the first time I saw experienced MUN students from all grade levels engage in incredible discussions, have meaningful insight, and demonstrate their public communication skills and tacts that I hoped one day to have. Not only did MUN allow me to develop my academic capability and knowledge of international relations, but it also gave me the opportunity for meaningful and social experiences. Attending an external MUN was the first time I was able to approach people I didn't know and create new relationships with strangers. The debates were still very challenging, but I used every failure as motivation to be even more engaged. And now here I am, standing in front of all of you as the Secretary General. Thank you.
Now, I know there are those of you in the audience who are experienced debaters. You might think of this internal MUN as a meaningless task to get points in math, English, and science. However, my experience in MUN proved to be quite important. It provided content for some of the most important essays of my academic career for college applications. It gave me something to write about for my leadership experiences, and it boosted my public speaking skills, which I use for college interviews. You can extract small pieces of this experience and use them to build your future. As you might know, here in Berkeley, we are lions. Lions learn to fight and provide food for their pride by going through playful practices as cubs. For some of you, this Model United Nations conference may be that preparation for your future profession, a diplomatic position, ambassador, or government official. Yet, quite frankly, this can apply for any employment opportunity, be it business, medicine, education, science, etc. I challenge you to find connections between your passions and MUN during this conference. You will enjoy it more that way. Like a lion, this is your time to practice and train for your future endeavors. Sophia's, Mijal's, and my leadership in MUN is coming to an end as we near graduation day. It is our hope that your new leadership will continue to carry Berkeley's legacy of honor, courage, and commitment to MUN. We hope that your experiences in this conference provide a similar stepping stone for excellence and achievement as they have for us. We will now allow a few moments for our future leadership to say a few words about their vision for MUN at Berkeley Academy. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, faculty members, and guest speakers. My name is Mehul Manchanda Sajdev, and this is Agustin Rodriguez. We are the future leadership team. More specifically, I'm the future MUN president. We hope to carry the future of the MUN legacy of our advisors, Fabiola, Sofia, and Mihal. We look forward to continue this legacy of excellence at Berkeley Academy. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Agustin Rodriguez, and I am the new Berkeley Academy MUN Vice President. I am honored to be the MUN Vice President. I can see that we have a big team, 21 people only in the 6th and 7th graders. Hope the 8th graders and high school students can join as well. I can see an exciting and bright future for Berkeley Academy MUN team. Thank you.
We would now like to introduce our first guest speaker, Professor Garro. Professor Eduardo Garro is a conflict resolution mediator and dialogue facilitator. He is also a member of the International Council for Online Dispute Resolution and of the Connection and Belonging team of the Institute for the Study of Conflict Transformation. He also worked for Costa Rica's ADR Directorate at Ministry of Justice and Peace. He is currently a professor of peace and conflict studies here at Berkeley Academy. Please give him a big round of applause.
Thank you so much. So, hello everyone. Thank you so much for the faculty and the administration for giving me this opportunity to just have a short, very short talk, I hope, about the meaning of PACS and the meaning of this MUM exercise here. To explain it very graphically, I'm going to ask Agustin and Mihal to help me, just a couple of minutes to explain this. So come on guys. I'm Mihal here, and Agustin there, both looking at each other. Turn. Okay, here it is. Some of you have asked me, why is this MUM exercise important? And I understand it is very difficult to see right now the meaning of what we're going to do. It is also very difficult to see. A little bit, okay. Let's move a little bit. Here? Is that right? Okay, cool. It's difficult to see because PACS and what MUM stands for is basically invisible. Is in this space between these two very nice and important people. Our communication, our dialogue, the way we address difficult issues is not either in this side or in this side. It is right here, in this empty space. In this empty space, we learn how to deal with conflict. In this empty space, we learn how to solve difficult issues. In this space is the exercise that you are about to do in difficult topics dialogue. So PACS is basically about learning to understand this invisible place. One very important thing for me is that all that you're learning through this process in the school is key to your future. Here we can have math, here we can have world history, human geography, English, but in this place is where we use all of it, in this empty space. And in this empty space, we will construct the future that we all share. So PACS and in MUM is here. It's difficult to see. It's difficult maybe to understand, but it's the most critical and important part of our lives. Whatever we learn here, we'll use for the rest of our lives to build a better future. Thank you so much for the leadership of Berkeley Academy. to give this importance to PACS and to MUM. And thank you for all of you to step up and manage your fears, your anxiety, your stress, I know you're tired, but right now we're building a better future, a better climate, a better world for all the people that are suffering war, famine, and indifference at this time. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
We would now like to present you with a gift.
Oh. Thank you so much. Okay.
We're going to present. What do I say?
Okay, cool.
On behalf of Berkeley Academy staff, it's my honor to introduce Mr. Luis Ortiz. He's a Costa Rican journalist and historian with almost 20 years of experience on television. He worked for 6 months in the Mission of Costa Rica project at United Nations. He's also the editor-in-chief of Telenoticias and producer and host of Tech Talk radio show.
And his uncle. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for inviting me. Voy a hablar en español. Me resulta mucho más sencillo y se los agradezco. Además de todo esto que decía Agustín, soy un orgulloso papá de Berkeley también. Tengo un pequeño niño en pre-K, así que me siento doblemente honrado por la invitación. Bueno, cuando conversé con Agustín sobre venir acá, y preferí hacerlo todo de la forma más improvisada posible para no venir a leer un discurso, Agustín me contó lo que estaban planeando y yo le dije, vos sabes una cosa, yo estuve un tiempo en United Nations. Y me sentí en serio, y yo, sí. Te voy a contar por qué, porque yo iba a estudiar para mi trabajo en Canal 7 y necesitaba una visa para poder estudiar. Entonces, en ese momento ingresaba en la misión de Costa Rica en las Naciones Unidas, Eduardo Ulibarri, quien había sido profesor mío en la universidad, y le comenté, quiero hacer esto, quiero ir para allá, y me gustaría hacer una pasantía. Quiero aprender. No estudié relaciones internacionales, no estudié algo relacionado con ello, soy periodista e historiador, pero quiero aprender, y me dieron la oportunidad. En Naciones Unidas me tocaron cosas muy interesantes, como ver el segundo discurso de Barack Obama como presidente de Estados Unidos, abriendo la Asamblea General de Naciones Unidas. Atropellé al exgobernante de Irán, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. Iba caminando hacia atrás y casi que lo boto. Tuve la oportunidad también de compartir en ese momento con la presidenta de Costa Rica, Laura Chinchilla, que sé que hace poco tiempo también estuvo acompañándolos acá. Pero, además de las anécdotas y de conocer gente interesante, aprendí la importancia que tiene el tema de las relaciones internacionales y cómo se trabaja realmente. ¿Por qué? Porque siempre cuando los medios de comunicación proyectamos temas como, bueno, como lo pueden ver ahora, las negociaciones que se dan a nivel de G7, a nivel de NATO, a nivel de United Nations, sobre el conflicto en Ucrania. Ahora yo comprendo todo lo que está detrás. Cuando se llega a ese nivel de conversación, hay equipos gigantescos de expertos reales en relaciones internacionales, quienes hacen las negociaciones, quienes hacen los documentos, quienes hacen los acuerdos. Y es muy interesante entender cómo una organización como las Naciones Unidas tiene el nivel de democracia que tiene. ¿Por qué? Porque no importa el poder de armamento que tenga un país, no importa el poder económico que tenga un país, no importa el tamaño de la población que tenga un país, en las Naciones Unidas todos los países valen igual. Por ejemplo, al igual que valen igual en una organización como la Unión Europea, de la misma forma en la que valen igual en una organización como la Organización de Estados Americanos, y esa es la grandeza y la belleza de la democracia. Me tocó, por ejemplo, participar en las negociaciones de un acuerdo que para mí es importantísimo y al cual le tengo muchísimo cariño, aunque creo que habría aportado muy poco para cuando terminó, pero estuve ahí y puedo decir que algo mío está ahí. Es el acuerdo de no proliferación de armas convencionales, un acuerdo que Costa Rica promovió, un acuerdo en el que yo me tuve que sentar junto con otra representante de Costa Rica, a quien le tengo mucho cariño, que se llama Maritza Chan, a discutir al más alto nivel con representantes de 25 o 30 países más sobre no solo la base del acuerdo y el contenido del acuerdo, sino hasta por lo que una palabra dice exactamente, por el lenguaje expreso de una palabra, lo que puede significar. O sea, hay discusiones que son muy interesantes y no son un desperdicio, y es cuando esta palabra debe ir aquí o debe ir aquí. Esta palabra significa algo distinto si la pongo adelante o atrás. ¿Por qué? Porque son acuerdos que, como también se traducen a infinidad de idiomas, tiene que entenderse igual. Me tocó participar en esas discusiones. Una de las cosas muy bonitas que aprendí es que no importa la edad, no importa la experiencia, te escuchan y hacen valer tu opinión. No importaba que yo no hubiera estudiado relaciones internacionales. Me hicieron caso, tomaron mi opinión en cuenta. Probablemente en algún momento la habrán desechado, pero se discutió lo que yo pensaba. Y siempre procuren expresar en el ámbito en el que estén lo que piensan. No tengan miedo nunca de hacerlo. Yo, por suerte, quizá por mi experiencia ya en televisión, en manejar transmisiones en vivo y todo, se me quitó un poquito el miedo. Pero a mí nadie me llegó antes a dar una charla de sea valiente, exprésese, no importa lo que piensen, no tengan miedo a hacer un ridículo nunca. Y esa es una de las cosas bonitas. Yo siempre recuerdo cuando estudiaba historia, el primer intento de Naciones Unidas que hubo, que fue la Liga de las Naciones después de la Primera Guerra Mundial, que tenía un grandísimo problema, y era que no era democrático, no todos valían igual. En Naciones Unidas, y la experiencia que yo tuve también cubriendo en la Organización de Estados Americanos en Washington, me dio a entender eso, que todos valemos igual, no importa si sos un país o una persona, y una persona sin experiencia. Todos valemos igual, nuestra opinión vale igual. Tampoco va a depender de cómo estés vestido o no, de cómo estés maquillado o no, de si llevas anteojos o no, de un color de piel u otro. No importa. No importa, sus opiniones valen, exprésenlas siempre. No importa en el ámbito en el que estén. No se asusten nunca. Y si quieren seguir un camino en este ámbito, síganlo, busquen oportunidades, busquen becas, que hay muchas, y aunque no sean profesionales en el área, si tienen la oportunidad, experimenten, vivan la experiencia como la que yo tuve, porque ha sido de las más enriquecedoras de mi vida. Espero haber cumplido el compromiso que me encomendaron Mr. Swing, Agustín, Mr. Large, que son a los que más conozco, y que tengan muy buen día y muchísimas gracias en serio por invitarme.
Muchas gracias a Luis Ortiz por su participación en este evento. Ahora le queremos dar un certificado de apreciación. Muchas gracias.
Let's give Mr. Ortiz a big round of applause. Guys, we need the podium back. Mr. Ortiz, I'm not sure if it's possible, but Mr. Ortiz also has a United Nations press credential, which allowed him to go. I think Augustine has one. Maybe he could put it over there in the corner just for you guys to check it out and what it looks like. It's a real United Nations press credential. That's so insanely hard to have. Is that okay, Mr. Ortiz, if we leave it there for 5 minutes? And if you'd like to take a quick photo, I'm not sure if that's possible as well after the ceremony ends. Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. I know I'm going to be standing in line. But okay, thank you. Back to the program.
Thank you, Mr. Swain. I will now be presenting the chairs. When I call your name, please stand up. If we could proceed with the presentation. All right, so first we have La Asamblea Legislativa. The chair is going to be Ms. Daniela Lopez and the co-chair Valeria Arias. Please, a round of applause. Okay. You may be seated. Next. Our next committee is the special committee. My name is Fabiola Vindas and I will be your chair. And my co-chair will be Jack Cole. Our next committee is going to be Security Council. Our chair is going to be Ms. Gutierrez, and the co-chair is going to be Mr. Meller. Please stand up. Thank you. Next committee is going to be UNESCO. The chair is going to be Mr. Eduardo Garro, and the co-chair, Mr. Alejandro Cortez. Moving on, we have ECOSOC. The chair is going to be Mr. Patrick Malbon, and the co-chair, Eva Murillo. Now we have the General Assembly. The chair is going to be Mr. Anthony Valverde, and the co-chair, Mr. Sebastián Montes de Oca. Next, we have UNEP. The chair is going to be Ms. Sofia Arias, and the co-chair, Isabella Boyd. Now we have the United Nations Committee for Animal Health. The chair is going to be Ms. Heidi Kim, and the co-chair, David Quesada. I believe those will be all the committees, so now we will be giving the word to Ms. Sofia Arias.
So before we leave, there's a few things that we have to go over. So many of you are holding a red folder. Raise it. Aha. Okay, that has your schedule and then a map of where the committees will be located. If you have any questions, please approach any of us. Another thing, please make sure to clean your classrooms. If we see any trash around, we will make you stay a whole committee session just cleaning the classroom. So please make sure to clean, don't leave any trash, food, or drinks. Thank you. And then lastly, once we finish this ceremony, you will have 15 minutes to head to your committees. So we will dismiss you by committee, and we will have teachers who will help you cross. So please do not cross by yourself. That would be all for administrative procedures. And now we will have our sections come up. We have lost the gavel. It's over there. So everyone, you will have 15, I think around 15 minutes, but the committees will start at 9 a.m. sharp. So all chairs, please make sure to begin your committee at 9. If you have any questions, chairs, please also approach us. Thank you. Okay. By the power invested in us, we now pronounce this MUN open. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, delegates, you may now cross and exit the auditorium. 5th grade, stay back, please. If you'd like a photo opportunity with Mr. Luis Ortiz, that is also available, but we have to do it quickly. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.